I'd like to help you explore trauma, karma, and soul. They're profoundly interconnected. Trauma, karma, and soul are elements that shape our lives and influence our spiritual journeys in ways that we may not fully comprehend. Trauma, a word that carries immense weight, touches the lives of everyone. As children, we are all traumatized. We may think we came from the greatest of families, and that may be true, but we still have traumas. We still had many ways that we didn't get what we wanted. We had many ways that we were disappointed. We had losses. We had fears. We had abandonment in certain ways, great or small, but everybody has that. And one of the big fears that we have is the fear of rejection. In his book, East of Eden, John Steinbeck aptly describes the fear of rejection as the hell we fear. And with rejection comes anger, giving birth to a cycle that has helped shape human history. Trauma inflicts profound emotional pain, leading to addiction, illness, and misery. To heal, we must delve into the root causes of trauma, even if it means uncovering uncomfortable truths. Uncovering and repairing our hidden wounds can pave the way for healing and transformation of both our individual and our collective psyche. When faced with trauma, our brains and nervous systems react in fight, flight, or freeze. When traumatized, we may act out in various ways, expressing our pain through anxiety, depression, apathy, anger, and even violence. The path to healing is often obstructed by our denial, which is a defense mechanism that prevents us from healing and dealing with what happened. Please know that fear and denial can be transcended. With effort and support, we can reduce the intensity of our emotional reactions. Karma is the law of cause and effect. It states that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. You get what you give. Can't get around it. Karma keeps our lives in motion and sets our souls upon their paths, going wherever they are determined to go. In the book Discovery of Self, Michael Owens said, "Karma is the mechanism that connects the inner and the outer to see and understand the immense power of our spiritual nature. What starts on the inner causes an energetic ripples that congeal into form and motion. Karma is the interplay of light and sound with material creation. Karma governs the consequences of our actions in the lower worlds and the higher worlds. Karma presents opportunities for soul to awaken and to make creative decisions. One way soul can dissolve karma is by accepting responsibility for all it has created and embracing its path into soul's true heart on all levels. By dissolving negative karma through acceptance and responsibility, we can free ourselves from the chains of the past and embrace the joy and love that lie ahead in our spiritual journey. Trauma is an integral part of karma. Severe or multiple traumas can cause PTSD. PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder, is a mental health condition that affects many people who've experienced traumatic events. PTSD can manifest as a result of directly experiencing or witnessing one or more traumatic events, or learning that a traumatic event has impacted a close family member or friend. Some examples of trauma are exposure to national disasters, combat, genocide, suicide, and other deadly acts, childhood abuse, physical, emotional, verbal, or sexual, physical or sexual assault at any age, including but not limited to rape and incest, being threatened with a weapon, being involved in an accident, such as in a vehicle, on stairs, with knives, or with guns. Current traumatizing events that may affect you in Africa may include internal war during elections, feeling unlucky to be born in Africa instead of in more affluent countries, the need to focus on looking for money instead of making time for God, and misunderstandings between family members and problems between husband and wife. Not everyone who experiences trauma will develop PTSD. Risk factors such as the severity of the event, pre-existing mental health conditions, and a lack of social support can increase your vulnerability to PTSD. Healing from trauma and PTSD requires acknowledging and releasing stuck emotional energy and breaking free from defensive behaviors that stem from past experiences. We can find solace in the Japanese art of kintsugi, where broken pottery is repaired with gold, turning brokenness into beauty. Our journey towards healing involves banishing fear, shame, and blame, and instead embracing forgiveness, love, and compassion. Changing our reactive patterns and defense mechanisms is challenging but necessary for growth and happiness. We can choose to embrace the side of blessing or the side of chaos. It takes courage to release tightly held beliefs and reactive emotions. By focusing on what we can control and taking action towards our happiness, we can break free from anxiety and worry. Michael Owens taught in The Way of Truth Eternal, when souls incarnate, each one is given the exact amount that is needed to bring perfect balance with what they know and need to experience to take them to the next level of challenge. The lords of karma determine with the incarnating soul a contract for learning what is needed to keep that soul and the universe maintained and in proper progression. The life mission and contract of each person requires a certain amount and type of experience to get that soul to a place needed to do the duties that they must do. We are not here to get everything we want. If a person needs intense categories of experience, then this is agreed upon before the person is born into a physical body. Believe it or not, souls line up to be incarnated upon the earth. Disabilities and poverty are highly desired by souls to be able to experience and burn off karma quickly. This means that as soul, we agree to be born into our countries, families, and situations for very good reasons that our minds cannot fully comprehend. To heal, we must focus on solutions on all levels. Trauma, pain, and disease can serve as catalysts for our healing journey. Let's look at our strife in this way. Sri Maximilian taught us that forgiveness is freedom. When we forgive others, we take away the power that we have given them to harm us. When we do not forgive, that energy and that power that we gave to them to do us wrong continues to persist. When we forgive them from being the instrument of karma, we are freeing ourselves from the power that we gave them, and we are freeing ourselves from the bondage and the chains that we have placed around ourselves. When you have anger toward yourself, you are affecting your body in a negative way. It is no different than you taking a knife and stabbing yourself. Crazy. Crazy. We don't realize how horrible it is when we project our own anger on ourselves or others. So damaging. Many souls on earth today are ready to delve into God consciousness, where life's harshness and experience has stripped away your illusion of safety and permanence in the worlds of matter, energy, space, and time. This is for Africa. Dear souls of Africa, the ethereal city of Akira was built for you. Your cries have not been wasted and have not gone unheard. The spiritual hierarchy has produced Akira as a mini branch office connected to the network of temples of light and wisdom above. Souls can enter into Akira from many vantage points, participate in ongoing classes taught by ascended masters, meet with kindred spirits, enter its spiritual vortex, and go through interconnecting vortices to other stations in the realms above. Only souls with a pure heart and mind focused on God can enter into the city of Akira. Sri Lator, one of my most cherished mentors, said, Akira is a satellite station of Ahirat, the great spiritual city on the etheric plane. Their vortices are interconnected. As surely as the light and sound from highest realms above pour into Ahirat, the Holy Spirit gushes forth into the city of Akira and into Africa. Love that guy, Sri Lator.